is going on, everybody? Zerkdick here, and it has been quite some time since I've done one of these commentaries. First of all, let me talk about the gameplay really quickly. This match was recorded and played yesterday, and it was the first time I had picked up my Xbox controller in like 2 months, and it was the first time I had played AC3 in like 2 months. So you guys are about to witness some very, very rusty gameplay. My camera work was horrible, my free running was horrible, poor decision making, but nonetheless it is, I don't know, it's a decent watch I guess, but it's not the main focus of this video. I kind of wanted to talk about consoles in this video, and the console war, current gen and next gen consoles, and the console war that comes with these new consoles and shit like that. First of all, let me just, this is one topic. It's a very broad topic, but there's going to be a lot of other things I'm going to discuss within the topic. So if this commentary is all over the place, I apologize, because I don't have any like list or nothing. I'm just going off the top of the dome. But first of all, let me just talk about my feelings on the current gen consoles and kind of like what they mean, or the pros and cons of the current gen consoles, in my opinion. Obviously, everything I'm saying in this video is my opinion. I'm pretty sure nothing I say is going to be 100% factual. I'm trying to think. I doubt it. But yeah, it's my opinion type of stuff, you know. And I definitely want to hear your guys' opinion. So basically, what I think about the current gen consoles, the pros and cons. I'm going to be very brief with this. First of all, PlayStation, to me, the #1 pro is that PlayStation 3 makes games. Sony makes games. They have a variety of exclusives, a plethora of exclusives, all, you know, varying from different genres and stuff like that. And Sony, to me, you know, when you look at PlayStation, they make games. They make a lot of games. that's how I view PlayStation. Now, when it comes to competitive online multiplayer and just trying to organize tournaments and just being competitive in general, that's kind of where they're lacking. The PlayStation 3 makes it very difficult to organize stuff like tournaments, and really makes it difficult to communicate as a community, as far as, you know, purely just talking on the console. Yeah, there's text chat, of course, and you can definitely interact. I'm not saying there's no interactivity at all, but it is definitely not user-friendly, in my opinion. So that's kind of how I view PlayStation. They make games. They make a plethora of games, games galore, but they are definitely lacking in the multiplayer and community aspect, at least. That's how I feel about the PlayStation 3 in particular. Now, the Xbox 360 is quite the opposite. They are very, very active in the multiplayer community, and it's very easy to organize things like tournaments and stuff like that, and it's very easy to talk to friends. You have the party chat system. You don't have to be playing the same game to talk to friends. I mean, it's very, very community oriented. At least that's how I see it. However, their exclusives are kind of lacking, in my opinion. It seems like it's a shooter. It's just shooter. That's what Xbox, as far as the games go, it just seems like a shooter's paradise. Now, that makes me kind of biased because I'm not really big into shooters, but I can totally understand somebody who is into shooters and that's all they play. Obviously, that's the console of choice. So it's not necessarily a negative. It's just I'd personally like more variety. Now, I'm not saying that Xbox doesn't just only has shooter exclusives. It's just most of their exclusives seem to be of that genre. You know, like Alan Wake is not, I would not classify that as a shooter, even though there's a gun and shit like that and you're shooting. But, you know, games like that I understand are definitely different, but there's not enough of those, I feel, on the Xbox side of things. So, in my opinion, who wins the console war of this generation, of the current generation, in my opinion, for me, it would be the PlayStation, simply because I like to play games, and I like the variety of games and the exclusives that PlayStation comes up with. That's just how I see it. That's how I feel about it. They cater to what I like about video games. I like to play games. I'm not the hugest multiplayer guy. Assassin's Creed, like I've said millions of times, is really the only multiplayer I play. So I'm not the biggest of multiplayer guys, and I don't even play Assassin's Creed competitively, really. So all the things that the Xbox 360 catered to weren't of, things that I personally was looking for. Does that make it worse? No, not at all, actually. It's all about personal preference. So as far as a console war, in my eyes, if I have to pick one side, which I honestly don't want to pick, but if I had to pick one side, the PlayStation would win. But that being said, there's goods and bads to both, and I can't fault somebody for liking the Xbox over the PS3 because it's personal preference. If you like something more than something else and we disagree, it doesn't mean that I'm right and it doesn't mean that you're right. It's all about how you personally view each console. So in my opinion, you can never win a console war. Like, the console war can never be won because it's all about how you personally view gaming and how you like to game, Now with these current gen consoles, a lot of people are saying, since, well, at E3 everybody's saying, Sony won. They shat on Xbox or everything like that, and they very well may have, especially with all the negative features that the Xbox was trying to throw at us. But they have recently fixed that. The two negative features being the you can't play and sell used games, and you always have to be online and all that garbage. So they recently said no. We realize that is you guys are not feeling. Excuse me. You guys are not feeling that. You guys don't like that. So we'll switch it up. Like I said, I like Sony. I told you guys I preferred the PlayStation 3, but I still thought that there was no reason to bash on what was going on with Microsoft and what was going on with the Xbox One. Like, I don't see the need to fault somebody, and this is what I'm talking about. There's people in the comments that were, saying, I'm still gonna get an Xbox One, I still want to support them, whatever. And Sony people were like, how the hell could you do that? And it goes the other way around. Somebody will say, I want the PS4, and like, how will you like the PS4 just because this is this? Stupid arguments. And I think it's idiotic to say to somebody, hey, you're a moron, I don't like you or whatever because you don't like the console that I like. Because I don't feel that you can win in this console war. I feel that it's all about how your personal preference. Because each console has different features. Each console is catering to a specific audience. At least that's the way I see it. So I can't see how people do this console war and they're arguing and saying that what they say is correct. Now, I'm not saying that the console war should be non-existent. Competition is good. Competition is healthy. It makes each company strive to be better than the other. I'm not saying that the console war should be non-existent. I'm saying that the people that are in the console war and are in the argument, who are saying that you're an idiot or you're a moron or you're a jackass or you're an asshole because you don't agree with their console of choice, those people have a serious problem. I know somebody, I'm not going to name who it is, but I know people that these are obviously younger kids who one kid said, I kind of like Sony. They were playing on Xbox, mind you, and one kid said, yeah, I kind of like Sony more, though I like PlayStation more a little bit. In my opinion, it's a little bit better. And his friends now said, oh, that's it, we're not playing with you anymore, we're not playing on Xbox with you, we are no longer talking to you, we're done, we're not friends anymore. Now granted, these were kids, these were younger kids, but it still makes no sense to me how, because this kid doesn't agree with your personal preference of console or your preference of console, now you completely disown him, you hate him, he's a moron. In your eyes, he's a moron because he doesn't agree with your preference of game. That's the type of thing that I dislike when it comes to the console war. That's the type of shit that I don't agree with. I'm a gamer. I like whatever makes games. The Xbox makes games and the PlayStation makes games. I totally understand how certain people dislike the companies themselves. I know some people have a personal vendetta against Sony. I know some people have a personal vendetta against Microsoft. For whatever reason, something they had done in the past, they disagree with them and they won't support their product. Totally understandable. I just don't like the fact that people get bashed and told that they're complete idiots because you don't agree with their fucking preference. To me, that's idiotic. It's stupid. That's the stupidity within the console war. It's okay to debate, but it's idiotic and stupid to insult people because you don't agree. That's how I see it. So that was basically my 2 cents on the console war. I'm definitely going to be getting a PS4. From what I've seen, everything I've seen of the PS4, I'm all about it. The Xbox One, with the recent news, I am definitely considering it as well. If I have the money, I will absolutely buy both. Right now, I really don't see any reason to buy the Xbox, because the only reason I would see to buy the Xbox would be an exclusive, and there hasn't been a single exclusive, not a single one, that has caught my eye yet. And I'll just get the multi-plats on, obviously, my PS4. I can't wait for on the PS4 side of things, however, I can't wait for Infamous Second Son. You know, if there's ever a new God of War game, I'm a big fan of that series. Uncharted, I'm a huge fan of that series, huge fan of Naughty Dog. So, you know, there's a lot of things to look forward to for me on the PS4. Not so much the Xbox, but I'm not saying that's a bad, that the Xbox is bad, and I'm not saying that can't change. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the console war. Leave your guys' comments in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.